Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients. I'm your host Cyphus, and I'm sitting here with my co-host, top 10 million Storm Spirit, Roland.
That's funny. Because there's only 10 million players, so
that's the joke.
I'm definitely top 10 million.
Definitely top 10 million on the Storm Spirit.
I'm the fucking Nikola Tesla of Doom, dude. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much, dude.
Wouldn't it make more sense to be the Nikola Tesla of Storm Spirits?
No,
it'd be a way bigger honor.
With transferring the, we'll get into it. That will make sense. Why I'm the Nikola Tesla of Doom builds. Okay. How you build a Doom bringer in these days. It was really fun. I stole the inspiration from Alchemist, is what I'll say. But
let's just get into it. Let's just talk about it.
Okay.
You think you're a genius?
I don't think I'm a genius. I just think I noticed something. And does that make a genius? I'm not sure. Just some geniuses, just noticed something different and we're curious why, you know? Yeah. So Doom, okay. Pretty similar hero to Alchemist, in my opinion.
Both of their ults. And then,
with the exception of Doom, you're making fun of me. I get that. They both get gold. Yeah. Okay, they both have an inherent ability that gives them gold. Okay. They're both melee heroes. They're both tanky. Okay, they both have low armor to start with. Okay,
and they both have AOEs.
They're both strength. Yeah, they both have burning AOEs. The only thing that is dissimilar,
and a method to heal themselves. I guess.
And a method to heal themselves. The only thing that is not similar are their actual ultimates. That being said, take that Alchemist build, the Radiance Octarine Core Mantis style, and throw that on Doom, and it's fucking rad. I'm farming, having a fucking blast, playing Doom safe lane, solo safe lane, which is like preferred. Okay, give me all the levels.
We were dire as well.
We were dire, so I was up against a Spirit Breaker and another melee douchebag.
You know why I mentioned that.
Because that offlane isn't as important.
Well, no, yes and no. Yes,
the Radiant offlane isn't
I've just
as
been
important.
Noticing more and more frequently when I because they got the top MMR spectated, top viewed games.
Sure.
I've been watching those periodically as I'm queuing for a match, and I've been noticing when I get into games during the laning phase, or maybe even the first 10 to 12 minutes of those games. If the teams on the dire side it seems like they're more and more favoring those aggro tri-lanes.
Look at, all I have to say to everybody that is curious to what Cyphus just said, Nahaz posted a really interesting article in the last week showing the win rates with each lane and how you do that lane, and it even shows roaming on there.
He talked about it on Tryhard Tuesday.
But he actually has numbers for it.
Yeah, and that's interesting.
Which is really cool.
I still have not read that.
Tri-lanes are below 50%. And this is in pro play. So tri-lane is from what I could tell, Radiant safe lane tri-lane and Dire safe lane tri-lane were both sub 50% win rates.
Really?
And the solo off lanes were both above 50%, I want to say. So there's statistical proof.
How does that work?
I don't...
So
it shows the laning phase.
You
can find the laning phase on Dota Buff.
You would think that in 100% of the games, though, where you had a tri-lane, safe lane, you would also have a solo off lane, right?
That roaming factors into that as well. I don't know how it works, dude. Don't get me wrong. What if there's a tiny IO mid? You know what I mean? Plenty of pro players do that. That could change things. And he also has a dual mid section that has a win rate, which is cool. Back to the even cooler story
all right.
Of me playing Doom today. Okay, I played him twice because I wanted to win, and I wanted to do it in a dirty style, and I guess Doom's the best way to do that.
Though we didn't win that first one.
We didn't win the first one. I jungle Doomed. Cyphus played Wraith King.
Solo safe lane.
Though our efforts were... I don't know. We tried really hard.
I was coming online hard towards the end of that game, and
I was coming online and then fell off again. And I think it's because I shouldn't have built a fucking Lotus Orb. I'm not convinced on that item, guys. I'm one that loves Ice Frog and Gaben and all the apostles, but that item just seems shitty. And I would love to hear some reasons why it is not shitty for the price it is. I can't wait until they patch that item so I can actually use it or they make it better. Because I bought it twice now within a 24-hour period to try and counter a Tinker. doesn't fucking work, okay? And even dumb tinkers. I'm not talking about your 6K, 7K tinkers. I'm talking about your 2K tinkers where I turn this fucking thing on, okay? And they blast everything at me, and I'm some tanky fucking carry, and they're not. They're just a tinker, but I die, and they don't.
Seeing so
and
much
it makes a noise. It goes wow, and it does it to them, and I don't know. I really kind of despise the item. I've thought of ways to fix it because I'm that type of person.
Sure.
I have. Make it like a Lincoln Sphere, okay? Is my first idea. Or make it like a Lincoln Sphere, but with cooldown, like Shrapnel or Broodmother Webs, where it has like a 30-second cooldown for charges and it has 2 charges. So you can get shot twice, and then the enemy has to be smart enough to know, are his charges gone on that thing? Are they not? That type of thing. I don't know, some way that just makes it auto-activate. Or make it cheaper.
Make it a low-level, like...
Even if...
I don't know.
Make it a mid-tier item is what you're saying, kind of.
Yeah.
4K, I think they're thinking that is mid-tier. Because, like, make it cheaper than a Desolator. And I know a Desolator is, like, what, $3,500, I think, exactly. Because it's 2 Mithrils and a $300 recipe. It used to be way more. Yeah, make it cheaper than that, and I think people will buy it. And it'll make... for a really cool dynamic in the game, I think. It's interesting, like, to turn it on and get dueled, and I duel them. So I could have got a double duel win had I won the duel.
Did she get a double duel win?
No, she got a solo duel win, because she just won her duel. I would have won her duel and my duel, because of the Lotus Orb. Think of this, okay?
Is that how that works?
That is how that works. I would have gotten 2 duel wins off of that.
I want somebody out there to tweet us and
think about it. It just makes sense. It starts my own duel, and then if I won her duel and my duel, that's 2 duel wins.
I'm not saying that it doesn't.
It's like sense, 2 Legion commanders dueling at the same time.
But right, but if you...
What happens if 2 Legion commanders duel at the same time?
So here, all right, listen. If you lose the duel, or if she loses the duel to you, you get the bit damage bonus, right?
From her losing,
right? But I'm saying if you're both dueling, if there are 2 active,
if I lost, then why wouldn't she get a double duel?
Why wouldn't she get double?
Maybe she did.
Maybe she did.
I don't know.
Or somebody out there, let us know.
What if Lotus Orb can fuck you? I don't know. I would think that.
It doesn't make sense to me that it wouldn't work that way.
It's useless against duel. There should be some sort of gain for popping it against a Legion commander, I guess, or just don't ever buy the fucking item.
Or is that just when you don't want to?
Or just leave it in the secret shop and let it remain a secret. You know what I mean? Because that is what is happening to that item very quickly. You don't see it in pro play. Maybe people out there watch more pro play than I do. I guarantee you guys do. I watch a ton. I watch already too much in my opinion, but there's some people that watch, like, have like 6 screens on and have apps. Like, I need to get that app that Ursi showed me. That,
I downloaded it. It's cool to, like, at least check in and know very general stuff.
That you can just know scores and you can know who won series and whatnot. That's cool. I like to watch it. I like to be surprised. I like to be like start to love players. Dota. There's just too much.
There's too much to love being surprised. Like, if you're going to, I get it if you're like setting aside, the finals for the Frankfurt Majors coming up.
There are like a million tournaments going on all the time.
Well, I mean, look at the MLG World Finals and
all the rookies that were in the audience.
Nobody gave a shit about it. I mean, but it was
good
Dota.
Is, these events can pay for it still because enough people give a shit about it online. Enough people give a shit about it. Look, TI's live stream had like 100 times more people watching it than the people in the actual stadium. Okay, like there were 2 million. I think. I
wonder how many people.
More than 2 million people watching the live stream.
Did the ad revenue that they collected streaming it or doing all of that, did that counter the costs?
2 million live people. I don't know. I feel like, especially with commercials, and you know that they're going to be an engaged 2 million people, you can make a separate argument to an advertiser and be like, look. This isn't your run-of-the-mill 2 million live. This is 2 million live that are going to fucking watch your shitty commercials. Because they're going to want to, if it happens, they're going to want to see their favorite commentator talking. I hope they don't do commercials during the games. That'd be fucked up if they did. I don't know. I don't watch the streams.
Yeah. I watch it through the client usually.
Yeah, I watch it through the client. I watch it on YouTube. And usually I'm watching those, like, Weehaw plays Wind Ranger 8300 and it shows like the items he bought throughout the whole game.
But that's a little different than watching,
pro play. Sure it is. But I am that, like, I play pubs and that's what it is. It's a really, like, elegant, eloquent, fucking awesome, everybody's good pub where people still get made fun of and they're like 15 times better than the best dude I know. You know what I mean? And those guys are getting called feeder noobs and whatnot. Like, it's pretty cool to watch. And watching Weehaw just make like Wind Ranger look like a well-oiled machine, dude. That she just runs around, shackles people for 4 seconds, kills people. Like, and his Meepo,
you've been
too.
on a Wind Ranger kick. Although I don't know, the past couple of days it seems like you've drifted from her.
Well, I don't know. Wind Ranger is extremely fun. Up there with Timbersaw, in my opinion. I love her ability to last hit. I love her ability to farm gold. I think she can farm really, really fast. I love her Aghanim Scepter upgrade. I mean, that's the coolest thing in the world. She's super dynamic, too, because of her Shackle Shot. Because you have to be skilled not only with a power shot, which has a different mechanical thing than a shackle shot.
I say that, but you have played 2 Wind Ranger games in the past 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. I played them both today. I'm still playing her and still picking her, but she, I don't know if she has like that storm spirit impact that I'm looking for to win a game, per se. You know what I mean? I mean, I can go mid and I can wreck the mid and I can get an Aghanims really quick and I can get a Chrysalis really quick and the farm's so good I don't get boots at all. No, that's a lie. Just give you a punch for me right there, dude.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Yeah, obviously, I was seeing if you could.
Well, I was just
pick
curious.
Up the slack.
I'm sorry, I was just curious what you'd run, and then I realized, I've been spamming Viper.
Yeah, hardcore. But I did that too. I mean, that's like a Dota growing pain, dude. Is playing a ton of Viper. In my opinion, once you start to branch out.
The reason I spammed him, the reason I played him initially was because I've played him a couple of times in the past, and I was solo queuing, and I've just been doing the old Dota picker again. You know, let Dota picker do my thinking for me. And Viper popped to the top of the list for a game, so I played him, and did really well. Wrecked. It was awesome. Won, and I was like, well, and then it was the reason I spammed was because I was thinking about how many times I've heard Faf and Ursi mention, oh, he's a lane dominator, he's a lane dominator, he's a lane dominator. And I was like, well, so, I in my mind, I guess I never really gave really serious thought to what a lane dominator meant. And my thinking was, well, then he's got to be roughly an even matchup no matter who he goes up against. Right? Wouldn't you? To be considered
I called
a lane
it
dominator?
Neutral. You know how I always refer to things as neutral mids. I think Invoker's a neutral mid. I think Viper's a neutral mid. I think they're just kind of they're mids that it's like how there would be I don't know. I'm not going to use Magic the Gathering. I'm going to use some other imaginary card game where there would be blue power, green power, red power, or star power, which was good against all of them equally.
Okay.
That's what a Viper would be. He's good against everything pretty much equally. He wrecks some things. If you see a Templar Assassin, pick Viper, have a blast. Go mid against Templar Assassin, wreck the Templar Assassin. Venomancer's another weird argument for mid that comes up for certain heroes. I love Venomancer mid. I talked about this 8 months ago.
I know.
When I would do it all the time.
I know you take offense to this, but I don't mean you specifically. I don't.
Well, it's in the pro leagues now, too.
I don't feel like I've ever seen any
there are a few games that'll
really
send you the
impressive Venomancers go mid in my pubs.
What it's meant to do is just slow the game down, dude. It's meant to say, hey, I know this dude is really fucking good on mid. I know he is going to do really well on mid, no matter what mid we put our mid on. Let's just get a Veno down there to just throw a sentry in the river and just place a million fucking wards on there, right out of tower range to soak up the wave, get golden experience. She can, Venomancer can use it with her ultimate scaling. I'm referring to Venomancer as a her. I heard this recently that it was a her, so I'll refer to the slithering snake as a her. So
Viper, at least according to Dota Buff, is worst against, or this week has been worst against PL, Chaos Knight, Meepo, Broodmother. I don't know. The theme,
isn't that pretty indicative of what beats Viper?
The theme there seems to be multi-units.
Yeah. You just get wrecked. You're a single target dude. You're just you literally are like a cannon unit where you just shoot out an orb and you try and make that orb do as much damage as fucking possible.
But I didn't go up against any of those. And I spammed that Viper for about, I think, 7 games straight.
I think that's what you said. But you played more. You said 7 games straight before the last games. So you're probably on like 8
I didn't play
now.
Viper the first game that we played.
You played Viper the Doom game.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
So 8 games.
Well, your second Doom game. And then I played
mm-hmm.
Wraith King before.
Yes.
Yeah, to break up my Viper
Mm-hmm.
run. But yeah, so I mean, maybe of the last 20 games, I've played Viper 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I had a good run there. And I played him every time because I just wanted to see, especially playing 1K, where I feel like I'm slightly better, just slightly, than everybody else that I'm playing against. I don't feel like I get too wrecked anytime when I'm playing at the 1K level. When we play in our party games, definitely have been outclassed. Like I had 2 Viper games
I get outclassed
in particular
all the time.
like that were just miserable to play.
Against people you would think that Viper would win. And
Right.
that's what I'm always surprised when people would be like, oh, you lost that lane? How? And it's just, it comes down to comfort, especially at our level. Like, counter matters less so. I mean, if somebody's just really good with that hero
then
and
you're
we're not so
little bit
good,
fucked.
then you're immediately disadvantaged. And we saw somebody last night. It was really funny. This guy that it's like, okay, what you gonna pick? And he's like, I only know Phoenix. Yeah. And it's like, we are 2.1. I think the average was 2.1k. Okay, and I'm gonna add the 0.1. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Because
they
matters.
were a 3-stack. We ended up muting his 2 buddies too.
And muted his 2 buddies, and he was really annoying. But he was like the best fucking Phoenix I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he was landing some awesome shit. And it's like, it made me wonder, like, I guess I could. And he kept calling people characters. Oh, I've never played up against that character. Oh, I've never seen that character. And I knew he was like really new to the game, but I was super impressed at his Phoenix play. I was like, damn, dude, I've been playing a year. I've probably played that hero more times than you. Probably.
Maybe.
I played the shit
not.
out of Phoenix, remember? Like, I felt like I did, at least. I felt like I had a brief stint. I've had a love affair with fucking every hero by this point, with the exception of Oracle and Winter Wyvern. Because they're too new, I guess, still in my eyes, which is weird to say.
He doesn't have a Dota buff profile, or I'd pull it up.
It wasn't like XLD or something was his name?
No, I can't say
like
it. Just shows up as
like
anonymous.
That. Oh, does it? Anyway, yeah, he was a really good Phoenix, and I'm glad he played Phoenix, but it was not a game that I thought Phoenix would be especially good in. They had good range, and they had
You've
good...
played 10 games of Phoenix.
Okay, well, that guy's probably played more.
Yeah, I'm guessing more.
Feels like
he had an MMR.
Feels like I've played so much more than that. Feels like I've played like Phoenix so many more times than that. It's crazy. Weird. It's probably because I watch. It's probably because I've seen Weehaw 7300 MMR plus video on YouTube. That's where I spend most of my time in this fucking Dota game. Fucking watching 8K MMR players.
Yeah, I was just curious. You have played every hero. It is interesting to see like which hero. Like you have 4 heroes that you've only played a single match with.
What heroes?
Skywrath Mage, Earth Spirit, Tusk, and Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern, excuse me.
I've definitely played them in like lobby games or something.
Probably in lobby games.
Because I know, or is it one win or one play?
One time. You've actually not won any games.
I've definitely played Earth Spirit more than that. Because there was a second there that I wanted to play more Earth Spirit.
No. You won with Skywrath, Earth
I've
Spirit,
had to have
Tusk.
won with every single hero. Because I did the all hero.
According to Dota Buff, you have no wins on Winter Wyvern.
Well, go look at my thing. I had to do 110 heroes. It got added.
Did you complete it
remember in the
before
middle?
Winter Wyvern?
No. Remember when I was in the middle of it, and it was at 108. It was techies had been added. Then they added Oracle. I'm like, oh my god, now there's 109 heroes, dude. Had to do Oracle. I have a win with Oracle. Still, no fucking idea. Yes,
before Winter Wyvern.
That's how I know there's 110 heroes. Like, that's the only time I've ever seen the number, dude. That's how I know, unless there's 111 heroes, and she didn't get added. It says that I completed that with 110 heroes. And I just hit the springs on that.
Yeah.
Sounded like a good
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is what Dota Buff says. You know? Dota Buff says no wins
before
for you.
I would have said, oh, it's because I had my matchmaking turned to private, but apparently it's completely retroactive once you turn it on.
And looks at everything.
So I don't know. That's weird. I had a brief time there. No, that wouldn't matter for my all hero. Remember when I didn't even have low priorities. I just had a problem clicking accept. and I got the 24-hour ban.
Yeah.
Like, they gave me straight, like, it started at a half an hour, and then everybody waited. Then it started at 2 hours, and we, like, went to dinner. And it was all through, like, a mysterious, like, run of, like, mishaps. Remember that? When I couldn't, like...
Well, I mean,
it
even...
was, like, 50 times in a row.
Even recently, it was just a series of unfortunate events that led to
the abandons,
yeah.
But I didn't get the true low prio.
No, thank God. Thank
God, that's something we should talk about right now. I'm going to say that...
I had that pulled for the news, but we could get to it, yeah.
No,
let's do it.
Well, no, I want to talk. I have some things to say about, not some great things, but I think it's a great system.
Before we deviate too far, or move on to the next segment... definitely, folks, tweet me what you do with Viper. What do you guys do with Viper? Like, I am enjoying the hero.
I don't think you're gonna get much variance, dude.
I
mean, you'll get a. I mean, it depends on the matchup with that hero. There's no like definitive.
Okay. Well, I've struggled recently versus an invoker, a tinker who. I swear to God, even after I favored...
I think you should beat Tinker, but...
I do too. But even after I favored Corrosive Skin, it felt like that...
Don't walk into March Machines? I'm sure that's what he was doing.
I wasn't walking into March Machines. He was hitting me with...
Laser?
He was hitting me with Laser Rocket.
Okay.
And that it was doing a ton of damage. And he was fucking charging me. I mean, it was to the point, and like when he initially charged me, I was like, "Oh, I'm the bully in the lane, not you, stupid Tinker." And I started going at him, and then Rocket Barrage laser, and I was like, "Oh, fuck!"
He can't sustain that though. Is the thing. Like, he should be running out of regen.
But he picked up his bottle relatively quickly. Mm-hmm. He may have even bottled.
And
started.
I mean, when he's walking to get that rune is when he's at his weakest. That's when you can jump on him and fucking kill him.
I tried to pull that off as well. Mm-hmm. But I haven't been getting a bottle when I go mid as Viper.
I don't either.
And sometimes I wonder if that's a mistake. I don't know.
I've done it and I haven't done. I've done it and I don't do it. That's just me.
But I mean, should I be keeping an eye out? Like, I wonder if it's one of those things. Grabbing a bottle on Viper.
That's a whole component of my mechanism. No, I want my headdress. I'd rather have a headdress than a bottle.
Yeah.
I don't have mana problems. That's what a bottle's for. I mean,
I don't know. But what do I do against the Tinker? Like what? Because I feel like especially after he got his bottle. Like, he was able to... The bullying was reversed.
I think don't go Corrosive Skin. I think you say, I know that you can missile me and laser me one time before you're completely out of mana. I'm going to go level 4 Orb and fuck you up. And, like, Orb stats, even. I don't know. Or Orb Nether Toxin. Every time he... because you're going to be diving after him. Every time...
Or do I deviate my item build? And what do I do in a situation where... So, the other thing... Here, I have twice, just because I wasn't paying attention, had a Necro on the team who built a mech, or was building a mech. Actually, I think both times I beat him to the mech, but he was also building one. I mean, what do I do in a situation where I've got a Necro who's building a mech? What's my first item there? What do I do against that Tinker? Do I build something differently? Is me not buying the bottle?
Buy a Sange before Yasha. Make that Sange your mech replacement. And that's going to give you tankiness, and that's going to give you disarm. It's going to do a lot for you.
Well, like on the
I guess not against Tinker, but it would give you health.
Against Tinker, you would think, and maybe I need to look at Tinker's abilities and see what the damage.
There should be an item like Lotus Orb that I should be like, you should get Lotus Orb. You should go straight for Lotus Orb because that's what wrecks dumb Tinkers. Because that's all these are, dumb Tinkers that have learned how to macro really well, and they probably just have learned to be Q. W, bottle, W, bam, Q, B. It's a pattern that you just do over and over and over and over. But don't get me wrong, it's hard.
On the bottle front with Viper, I wonder if I should be looking at like certain heroes and going, oh, against this hero, I need to get a bottle. I mean, is that just me not playing enough mid and me not playing enough Viper?
If you don't need it for mana. Like that, you don't need it for mana, the bottle. You don't really need mana as a Viper. Not really. Especially if you're going Aquila, Aquila, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
You're getting 0.65 mana regeneration per second, and you should be saving your Qs for like, I'm gonna chase him down and kill him, so I'm gonna use a burst of Qs in a row, and then you're gonna chill and you're gonna last hit. And you're gonna wait for your moment. I would go phase. I think that's a problem. You going treads.
Yeah.
If you want to be a lane dominator, why the fuck aren't you getting phase? Like, you need to chase bitches down, especially as Viper. Treads stats are great, dude. That's awesome. Get a Sange and Yasha.
No, you're right about the phase. That's something
I mean, sometimes by treads, I'm not saying that like every game treads are bad, but against that Tinker, maybe, I mean, stats were probably good. I don't know. Maybe treads was the play, but I know that I exclusively build phase. It's just a part of like my own Viper build, whether it's wrong or right, or whether I have a justification for it in the in the moment. I don't know. But when I play Viper, I build phase boots on him because I love the fact that I don't. I'm a clunky dude. I can't. I've got these big wings. I need to get past creeps too.
Yeah, you need that.
The phase is important as well.
That is something I would be down to consider. I should definitely try that.
And it's cheaper than treads, and it gives you damage, which is what you kind of need. Like your Q is doing poison, but Tinker, I mean, look at it. Like if you don't kill him fast, he's just gonna TP away from you. Like what are you gonna do as a Viper?
Oh, nothing. Yeah,
fucking nothing, dude. Like maybe a Yule Scepter. I mean, that sounds fucking crazy. You probably don't have the mana pool, but the movement would be cool. I'm just theorizing here. But to catch the Tinker out, like wait for him to try and TP, Yules him, fucking keep blasting him down. I don't know. Like I'm just going off the fly here. I like movement speed on Viper. I love it when I have my Yasha, especially with phase. I think you hit 454.
No, I like the phase boots. I think phase boots with Sange and Yasha would be more than enough.
You're moving at 4. I'm almost positive it's 454 move speed when you have phase on. So for 2 seconds, you're moving pretty damn close to max. And you're this big cannon that can take a bunch of damage and deal a bunch of damage. Yeah, I think phase is pretty... I think the matchups that you're getting beat is where you get treads. I think you're already putting yourself in a losing situation because you don't have the movement that you normally would, you don't have the chase that you normally would, and you don't have the damage that you should.
No, I'm definitely going to start.
You do have 9 agility though. I wonder how much damage 9. It would give 9 damage. Is what 9 agility would give. So yeah, 21 damage on phase boots. I think to 9 damage. So something like that. You'd have to look it up.
Plus the armor.
Plus,
and the attack speed.
There's no and the armor and the attack speed, but however semi-minimal that is, I think it's probably equates to what, 1 armor?
I don't know.
We did.
I know we did the show on it, but I've already forgotten.
I
think you're right. I think it was like 0.08 per point.
Yeah. So
if you had 9, you're like
it's 0.72, and I don't know how they do rounding, if they do rounding at all, or if it doesn't exist until it hits the ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder about that too.
I don't know.
I don't either.
So, and I mean, it would be super negligible, especially seeing as it's diminishing.
It's a really geeky.
Yeah.
Just hit the ceiling.
Especially as it's diminishing. On that note, let's hear from 2-year-old Wazoo about what's going on with the news.
All right.
You're listening to Last Hit News on the .P Network.
Wazoo.
It cuts out bad. I'll fix that.
Let's make that a fade.
It was like, bleh. Yeah, maybe I'll make it a fade anyway and fix it so you guys don't even have to hear what we just heard. That did cut abruptly. Yeah. Welcome to Last Hit News, guys. I am your host, Roland, sitting here with Cyphus, who's going to read the news and do the news. I missed the Last Hit News. Those were fun.
We're going to do more intros. We started to work on a couple. We need to do them. We'll get around to it.
I'm still fucking sick from New York, dude. That place is just... You're fine.
No, it wasn't New York's fault.
Yeah, it was fucking... No. It was...
New York is a beautiful place. I love New York.
It was gloomy and rainy.
The more you talk about it, the more I love it. Like, I feel like you're hardening
I'd go back there. Like, I'm not, like, against going there. It's just I know that the grass, is greener where I live. I like it. I honestly like it better where I live.
I don't want to get into. Get into your nationalism. Your weird.
No, and about that, okay.
No, I don't want to. I don't even want to get.
I'm not voting for Trump, by the way. That actually, the prospect of him being as far ahead as he is scares me. That's the only time we'll get political on this show. But yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not voting for Trump.
We like TV stars.
I think if I was really that stereotypical American, you would vote for Trump or Biff from Back to the Future, whichever one you want to call him.
Speaking of Back to the Future, I mean,
that happened a while ago, bro. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, it happened like 4 days ago, October 21st.
It happened. We aired a show on that day.
No, did we?
Yes. Where we should have...
It's just weird to think that everything that occurs in Back to the Future occurs in the past.
Yeah, they did some spoof on some stream where it was Odie Pixel and another guy that his name is escaping me right now. where they played Marty and Dr. Emmett Brown on that day. He's like, "Where are we? You're in the future, Marty."
See, we should have done that for an intro.
Oh, it would have been hilarious. Yeah.
It's too late now.
Way too late. Yeah. What is that? They go in 30 years, I think. 85.
Yeah, it's from 85 to 15.
Whoa, dude! I wonder if is Dr. Emmett Brown still alive?
Christopher Lloyd.
No, is it Christopher? I think it's Christopher Lloyd.
I think it's Christopher Lloyd.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah, I'm positive it's Christopher Lloyd, and yeah, he's still alive.
That's a sad day.
You want to Back to the Future 4 before it's too late?
No.
I saw a lot of mean Michael J. Fox Parkinson's comments on the Back to the Future day.
Which is so fucked
like some
up.
guy,
he's the face of optimism, literally. Like, drive on any freeway and it's like, it shows his face and it's just like optimism.
Persistence.
Yeah, I think he's optimism. Oh, okay. He's got optimism because he's been so optimistic throughout all this.
He's a way cool guy.
Yeah, he is a really cool guy.
Don't get me wrong, like, my sense of humor is such that, like, I'm okay if you make fun of Parkinson's and whatnot. Like, I get it. We're people. We find it is humorous because they were talking about how, he would need the self-lacing shoes now.
Yeah, I saw the I saw that the reason they're not doing Back to the Future 4 is because it might be a little shaky. Yeah. See, I mean, there are jokes out there that aren't to be laughed at, but
I like Michael J. Fox. If they could make I would definitely see a Back to the Future 4. I'd be thrilled to do it. I want to kind of go back through the original trilogy now. Need to do that and Star Wars here soon. Need to just revisit it all. Okay.
Star Wars, I'm gonna do in what are they
Machete
called?
Order.
Machete Order. It's gonna be cool.
That's how I'm gonna do it too.
And that's if I ever have kids, I realize they're not gonna know. They're gonna know what Star Wars is, but never really have seen it. I'm sure my little sister's never seen all the Star Wars, but wears like Star Wars shirts and shit. You know what I mean? Thinks it's cool. It's become culture. You know what I mean? Part of our culture.
I mean, it has almost since its inception.
Yeah,
since
it was humongous, and it's stayed that way. So. It's going to be cool introducing my kids being like, no, this is the order. I know. And the graphics are going to look shitty to them regardless. You know what I mean? Yeah. By that point.
But it's still going to be a weird transition going from 4, 5.
Why does it feel so weird? It's because it's so 2, good, 3. You know? And 2, 3 are going to be the weak points, but that's all right.
All right. We've talked about that enough.
Okay.
We've hit up on Machete Order a few times.
News. Have we?
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
On the show?
With Easy, we talked about it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right. People bring up all the... Like, with
Sayori, we talked about it.
Remember... I remember this now, asking Ursinity what his name meant, and it was a funny story about the Bears. Anyway, I can't remember. I asked Ursinity recently, like I have early onset Alzheimer's, dude. Like, so what does your name stand for anyway? And it was like... And Joe was like... Dude, you've already asked us on the show, and he was like he was a guest on the show, and it's like, it was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I have, thank you very much. We do one of these every fucking day.
It's Latin for "You're my biggest fan."
yeah.
Okay, all right. Fallout 4 getting an announcer pack in Dota 2. So if you pre-order, if you pre-order the Fallout 4, you can get a what's he called? The Mr. Handy.
Oh, Mr. Handy.
The robot.
Yeah.
So, if you're a Fallout 4 fan,
Fallout fan.
Aren't most people Fallout fans?
I don't think anybody's a Fallout 4 fan yet.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm super excited.
We're going to have some parallel play days there, right? When it comes out.
Maybe. If I can get off the crack that is Dota, where I just... go to bed every night and I'm like, I'm never doing it again. Fuck that shit. It's fucking my life up. I'm never doing it again. And then waking up the next day and just like shaking, jonesing for another game. It's a horrible game.
The people have been getting me lately.
The people have always been sporadic, we'll say. Anonymity is a weird thing for people. I'll tell you that much. We have a news story.
Do we?
Yeah, I think we can share our news story. What do you think about the Skype? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I sure don't.
Okay, so...
I don't want to do that. I think
why not share?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why not share the story?
No, I'd rather not. I'd really rather not.
Okay.
Because it's dumb, and I don't want any like nonsense being furthered out there or rumors or anything like that. I just don't want. I don't want that. There's some residual nonsense that could come from all of it.
Maybe.
So if you guys want the biggest update in Dota, if you want to get out of low prio, you got to win them bitches.
Yeah, that is the biggest update in Dota. I think that's really cool. I think that's the way ranked play should be. Is that if you if you lose a ranked game,
somebody's like, so wait, it's what we want ranked to be.
There was this guy
who want to win.
He called it like a low. It was on top of our Dota for like 2 days. So like if you go to our Dota, you probably saw this. He called it like a paradise, and he's like, come to low prio paradise with me, where everybody tries to win, everybody communicates, everybody tries to get the fuck out of there. And he's like, you have a shitty teammate, leave the game. You have a really shitty teammate, leave the game. You have a teammate that buys 2 couriers, leave the game. Welcome to low priority, where you can play a fucking real game of Dota.
So did that question ever get answered? If you leave the game, you're not further penalized?
No further penalized. You just have to win. Sorry, if you left, you left. That doesn't count as a win. You're gonna have to try again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
You're right. Like that almost is what you kind of want Dota to be.
Yeah.
Is everybody a shithead in this fucking game? The fucking Sand King? We didn't even write up the Sand King one that we got last night, where we pop into that fucking game and this guy goes, "I'm playing Sand King."
No, he said pick 4 carries and see what happens.
Yeah, that was the first. And I wanted carries and see what happens.
Cyphus stopped me, but I was typing out, "Are you gonna like kill my family?" Because he said it in such a way that like, "I will find you and I will fucking kill you if you pick 4 carries. So do it. Go ahead, pick 4 carries."
So the first thing he opens with is pick 4 carries and see what happens. I'm playing Sand King and I'm not buying courier and I'm not buying wards. And if you don't believe me, test me. See what happens. And he said, ask the last team I played with what happened. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, man.
And I was like, are you going to kill my family? And then I didn't send it because he's like, we want to try and communicate. Cyphus says, we want to. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking dick. I'm muting him. I'm muting him right off the bat.
And then he did proceed to just be a huge fucking dick the entire match.
Oh, I muted him right off the bat.
Well, and he was right. Like, so because I requested to go mid. I think it was during my Viper kick, and so I went mid as Viper. You were playing or you ended up picking an offlaner of some sort. Maybe it was Wind.
No idea. No.
Anyway, and then neither of the other 2 guys, and you and I were forced into relatively early picks because the Sand King wasn't going to lock. He refused to lock. The other 2 were just hovering over Abaddon and weren't responding to the Sand King or us. So we ended up being forced. Or no, was that the game where you got randomed? Because they wouldn't pick.
Didn't I get... I got Ursa as a random, though. Oh, but he didn't jungle the Sand King. Maybe that might have been. Yeah, I got randomed because I was waiting too long.
But yeah, he was a huge dick. We never had vision. We never had anything. Nobody played support because nobody plays support. And such was life.
Nobody but you.
Nobody but me.
I think everybody should know your declaration.
Okay.
What's your declaration?
I went on the Viper spam. Of course, wasn't having much luck. I realized that I'm definitely willing to admit that I'm not somebody who plays mid with any frequency. I'm not practiced at mid. I'm not a great mid. I feel more comfortable in the off lane. I think if I was to like segue over to any other position with more permanency, it'd probably be off lane.
You've seen Wazoo get so many last hits. Why wouldn't it be safe lane, dude? You've watched him and worked so hard to see him get all those hundreds of thousands of last hits. Why wouldn't it be a safe lane carry? Like that's all you know how to protect. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you go for the true love of your life and be a safe lane carry?
Just because of the way pubs go. I feel more. I feel because if you're going into the safe lane, if you're picking a safe lane carry, and if it's me picking a safe lane carry, and I'm probably the most likely individual to pick support on the team to begin with. If I pick safe lane carry, I'm probably either dual laning with another fucking carry, or I'm solo laning in the safe lane and dealing with a dual lane because there's always a dual off lane in pubs, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Unless there's a jungler. Yeah. And we're starting to encounter those more and more frequently.
So I don't know. But so I was thinking about something that Ursi had tweeted.
About being
your co-host for Theorycraft Thursdays or Theory Crafting Thursdays. Mm-hmm. But so he was talking about when he's playing solo, he's just supporting. that's what he does, or that's primarily what he's doing, and he's been doing it with Winter Wyvern, Dazzle, because they are good at keeping idiots alive. And that's a big part of, surviving in a lane. Hey, if your guy's still alive, then maybe you're doing better than everybody fucking else. Or he's picking supports that transition well into the late game. I think the examples he gave were like Lena and Silencer. Supports who can sort of rise up to be semi-carries.
I saw Leshrac do that today. He did that against me where he was a safe lane, annoyance. He wasn't necessarily getting the last hits. He was spamming out lightning and doing whatever he could, and I think he even bought wards for the other team and stuff like that. And then he bought a Bloodstone and continued to kick our ass. It was really cool to see. At first it was don't even worry about the Leshrac. He's just a nobody. He'll throw his lightning on you and it'll suck, kind of. Then it went to him at level 16 with his ult constantly on, just draining the life out of you. Did you know he's the only Dota hero in the Guinness World Book of Records? And they call him the Disco Pony because he was the most picked hero of any video game or something. He won an award, Leshrac.
What?
Never heard of that. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records, dude.
I'd like to.
And he's referenced as the Disco Pony. Yeah, you should do your reading. Anyway, let's
so anyway, I'm just gonna pick the supports henceforth. Had a really great game earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna do 10 games in a row. Nothing but support in the solo queue because I played that Winter Wyvern game, and so that guy first picked Spectre, and I'm sure that people feel this way with a first pick Spectre at every level of play, but at 1k MMR, it's oh great, this guy's gonna feed Spectre. Mm-hmm. So I picked the Wyvern, I went safe lane with him, and I just it hit me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm better than a lot of these players because of the level I'm more frequently playing in a party with Wazoo, with Ursi, with Faf, with you, with the .p guildies, as it were. And so I phased out this Shadow Fiend who went solo off lane, completely phased him out to the point where he was level 1 still when we hit level 4. And I was like, oh yeah, this Spectre can't get last hits to save his life, but every once in a while he gets lucky when he's auto-attacking, and he does get some gold. And yeah, he's going to rush that Radiance no matter what, but if I just keep him alive, and he is my shitty Spectre, then he's better than that shitty Shadow Fiend. Mm-hmm. And I can create 2 non-shitty players in the form of me playing a decent support and protecting a shitty carry to the point where they can be a decent carry.
It's an interesting idea.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spam support.
I would love to see just a 10-win streak, dude.
So would I.
And have your Winter Wyvern or Dazzle win rate just skyrocket. And you did it in solo queue. There was a guy that I went up against that was a 2400 IO, and he was an IO. I had him on my team at first, and the game didn't go through because it failed to go through. But he talked about playing IO, and he said, I'm going to pick IO. Can we get a stun? Right off the bat. Then I got another game where he was on the other team against me, and he picked IO, and he kicked ass. Anyway, let's tune in for our last hit news.
You don't want to do any more news?
You're listening.
All right, we're ready now.
On the .p network.
Okay.
Take two on the news. Australian Dota 2 and CSGO servers were down and no one knew why. And it sounds like they were down for a long period of time. Still nobody has figured out what happened or what was going on, but for several days. And I haven't seen an update that they've come back online, but I'm assuming just based off of how old this article is at this point, that
people would have freaked out and started tearing their faces off, dude.
I mean, Australia is still there, so I'm assuming the Dota 2 and CSGO servers came back. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
Tell us what's going on over there, Prism. You're an Australian.
Yeah. Whoa. You can't play Dota, Mr. Heaven.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know if you're having an issue. So there's a release date set, or as good of a release date as we're probably going to get for the HTC Vive. That's the Steam virtual reality stuff. And it is Q1 2016.
Wow, so they mean it, huh?
Yeah, so by if
March
Q1 is
latest?
to be believed, March 30th, 31st?
Mm-hmm. 30th.
30th.
I think there's a 31st, actually.
No, I think there's 31.
Yeah, there is.
So by March 31st, theoretically, hypothetically, we're supposed to have the HTC Vive. That's
Vive? How is
Vive?
V-I-V?
V-I-V-E.
Vive.
Yeah. So
I like when I say that.
You like saying Vive.
Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty cool. Right. Sounds futuristic.
The Vive. So this comes out with just a huge chunk of news about all the Steam OS, Steam machines, the Steam Link.
Is that what they've been working on?
Yeah.
Is that what Valve's been doing?
So the Steam machines are out. I think even maybe now they're starting to roll out this month.
Okay.
So if you
for Christmas.
Yeah, their
I want
plan
one for Christmas, Cyphus.
Valve.
I want a Steam machine for Christmas.
What do we need a Steam machine for?
I want one.
We'll never use them.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll get one for my house so that I can leave my rig in the studio forever.
Could that really be?
Yeah.
Could you leave it here?
Well, I could have a Steam machine that I could play Dota on just as well at my house, and then have my rig here,
do you need
or rig at my house.
Do you still need a
Steam
monitor?
Yeah, you need something to connect it to see. It's basically a console. Like, that's what they're doing. They're launching, like, this is kind of Valve, like, waging war on console gaming.
So that's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? This is what they've been focusing on?
Here are the There's a ton of stuff that came out about this. So first off, Valve made an announcement last week that your Xbox One wireless controllers would work with Steam Link and the Steam machines. They had to come back this week and correct that.
And say it won't?
It will not. And it's not Valve's fault. It's actually because Windows has made it so that the Xbox One controllers only work with Windows 10. So you and I, on our rigs, could use an Xbox One controller for, Rocket League, for playing anything, Batman, all that good stuff. But if you had a Steam machine, because the Steam machines are going to be using Steam OS, you're not going to be able to do it. Dota with a controller?
Think about it. That's crazy. You only have 4 abilities, really. There's 4 buttons.
Some heroes have more.
There's bumpers. There's triggers.
I don't know. Let's see. We'll try it. We'll do a run of 10 normal games with the controller.
There's no controller outlay for it. Somebody would have to create that. That would be a crazy creation to make it work for a controller. But could you? I wonder. Like those Call of Duty players, bro. Like they're fast as fuck. Getting, who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Maybe the keyboard and the mouse is like the old way.
No, I don't think so. Because that's why they still keep.
Well, and I have space, but like I have so many more keys that I actually use, and quick buy. And
every time they put controllers up against keyboard and mouse always wrecks.
Really?
Yeah, that's throughout the history of shooters.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why, like,
we're a gaming podcast. Yeah. I have no idea about this.
So, like, everybody, there was a segment, I won't say everybody, but there was a segment of the population that was upset that they couldn't play, Titanfall. The Titanfall servers, theoretically, you should have been able to play against people on PC and vice versa. People were upset about it, and they were like, no, we're not gonna subject the console population to PC gamers. Just wrecking with keyboard and mouse. Yeah, you're just way more. I mean, think about it. Like your thumb versus keyboard and mouse. You're better with a mouse as far as accuracy.
And I guess those Call of Duty players are only as fast as the other person is.
Yeah, they're limited by the controller.
Yeah. So okay, all right. That's interesting. I didn't know that. It makes sense. Obviously for Dota, like spacebar to center camera on hero, like. Double tapping to teleport and
everything
whatnot.
You hold alt down.
How would you? Yeah, I don't use alt at all.
No.
Just to ping is all I use alt for. Just to ping items out and to ping the map. But yeah, I don't use alt for anything. I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 QWER DF.
I have a weird setup, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna get into it.
It's weird for sure.
It just feels
maybe it's my setup. Maybe I'll recalibrate.
I just feel more comfortable on the home keys. For those out there wondering, I feel more comfortable
on the home
keys. Yeah, the home row.
Yeah, the teacher that slapped him on the hands with the ruler every time his fingers
so
went
long.
on the
Like
home
I know the
row.
keyboard so well from having my fingers on ASDF. Why wouldn't I keep them
on
there?
ASDF?
Yeah.
I don't know because done so many hours of QWE.
And after a while, it becomes muscle memory. But for me, like getting into a game, anytime I get into a game that has ability selection like that, I always just reprogram the QWER to ASDF. That's the first thing.
Oh, really? It was really hard for me coming from StarCraft.
I just make my inventories like further keys on the keyboard, and it's.
It was hard for me because I was starting up a row because I was all 1 through 10 or 1 through 0. In StarCraft 2. So I was always hovering over the 1, 2, 3, 4. in StarCraft to do like shift 1-2, shift 1, control 1, shift 1. And I remember it being really disorienting going to QWE. And it was like, this is weird. I would rather be 1-2-3, and I did that for a second with my skills. But then I didn't know what to do with my items. So my items now are 1-6 because of StarCraft 2, basically. Huh. So that's why. Even though it's way hard for me to get to a 6.
I think that's or default.
Yeah, maybe
1-6.
6 I put is my least priority. 1 is I like favorite keys. I favor 3, and 2 and 4.
Should we start the news over again?
Yeah.
You're listening to Last Hit News.
Give them the news, dude.
On the .P Network.
No, there's not much left of the story, really. Not much left, really. So, in addition with the Steam machines, the only place you're going to be able to get one, at least for now, are GameStops.
Wow. GameStop's happy about that, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Like,
they're going to be the exclusive retailer for the HTC Vive and the first Steam machine.
What?
Yeah. So, if you want to do it, that's where you got to do it.
Huh. I can't order it online? Or I order it online through GameStop?
Surely, well, I wonder. I don't know. We'll see here shortly. I bet you can buy it through the Steam store. I'm positive you could.
We'll fucking see. I'm not walking into a GameStop.
You're not the only one. A lot of people do not like GameStop.
Yeah,
a lot of gamers are not pleased.
Everything I need. We're in the future, according to Back to the Future, okay?
That's right.
We don't need to walk into any physical location to buy our wares, especially video games. Yeah, that's weird. Like, people going to, like, the midnight sales of video games makes no sense to me. It's like, okay, just release it at midnight and I'll be on my computer and I don't have to drive home from the store.
Yeah.
I'll have it right at midnight. Sweet.
Yeah.
Like, do it that way. Yeah. Like, I don't need to leave anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why are you making me leave?
No, I'm with you.
So
it feels unnecessary. How late are we running? Do we want to?
We've got more segments. We're not gonna do Worst Way to Die today because we've ran so long, and we were late on getting it out to all you guys. But please, tweet us, email us, anything.
Remember
your worst ways to die.
Yeah.
What couple of worst ways to die? Just a worst way that stands out in your mind. I've had a few that definitely stand out in mine. And Pubmouths. Just it can be anything. It's just something that made you laugh that somebody else said. I've been screenshotting a lot more.
Yeah, I've been trying to do it too.
Just when there's that ridiculous moment in a pub where that guy just says the lamest, the meanest, the worst, the funniest, the most encouraging.
Let's close out the news and let's move on to Pubmouth.
Yeah, let's hear some Pubmouth.
And now it's time for Pubmouth. That's right. It is time for
Pubmouth. Feels good, dude. That's a powerful fucking intro. Yeah. Pubmouth.
Do you want to kick it off or should I?
Is this all the Pubmouth we got that you sent me?
I've got one that I screenshotted that I saved. I can start with that one if you want.
Pubmouth. All right.
I'll do this one.
You're going to do this one?
No, I'm going to do this, the screenshot that I got of the game you and I played. Okay. I was playing Abaddon. You were playing Wind Ranger. We got wrecked really, really, really hard. And as is tradition,
I remember that.
At the end of a Dota 2 pub match, we had several of their players making their proclamations about which lanes were and were not easy. We had easy mid, easy wind, easy mom, easy sister.
That was really funny at the time. And I guess in the context of the game, we're like, we just got our asses beat. Especially my ass got beat. Yeah. That's why it was not only easy mid, but easy wind as well. I got like a double, then easy mom and easy sister.
Easy mom, easy sister. From the guy you actually went mid against, which was what was funny.
Yeah, and it's really funny. Okay, I have a teammate stun him. What the fuck? Garlic, bro, I'm Dazzle. Teammate uninstall noob. Let's get him up there. Let's get some better ones out there. Come on, let's get some better ones coming in.
That was a good one. As a Dazzle player, I appreciated that. It's like, because it's like, yeah, I can poison touch him, or if I'm a good Dazzle and it's early enough in the game, maybe I don't have a level in poison touch. Maybe I've been healing your ass and leveling up Shallow Grave. Let's see, we got...
what the fuck is this? I haven't seen this one.
Stitchu Mizu submitted one that's from a teammate that said, "Shut up, shut up, fuck you, fuck your dog, fucking noob.
It's facking.
Facking.
Fack you. I fack your dog. Facking noob. Okay, this one...
They're not all intelligent people.
Oh, yeah. This is by far the funniest one, in my opinion. And it's 1K MMR Ricky. Oh my gosh, I am so fucking good. This person named Trap. Buy a bloodstone. Ricky. Laugh out loud. Why? So you can kill yourself. That is good.
So that one actually comes from, and she doesn't even listen to the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Prism forwarded us.
Do we have proof? Like, can we use it?
Well, we're gonna hit her. Well, if you think that's the winner, we can.
That's
we'll
definitely
tweet her and
the
give her a
fucking
set.
winner, dude.
I mean, even if she doesn't listen to the show,
That's the winner.
But Prism sent out a tweet that he was like, "Hey, this is Pubmouth at its finest," and it was actually a different one. It was, "All right, if we don't win this, I'll fuck my mum." And she responded to the teammate, "You're going to fuck your mum?" And the teammate goes, ... ellipses. It's a win-win for me.
I don't get it. Like, it's a win to fuck your mom, and it's a win
guy.
if you...
That's why and that's, Pubmouth at its finest. And so then we went and looked, and we saw the Ricky one, and that was hilarious, too.
Oh, my God.
So Prism drew our attention to her. If she wins a set, I think Prism should win a set for...
finder's fee.
Finder's fee.
He's finding...
At least an item.
If he's finding funny Pubmouth situations... Look, you guys, I know you're out there. You're playing pubs. We're all playing pubs. We're all on crack, like I mentioned earlier. We all say we're never going to do it again, but we wake up and we do it again. And some people get out, and those are the successful ones, okay? Those are the good ones, all right?
Or those who delve too deep and win $6 million to international.
Those are the guys that, like, can drink one drink and go home, dude. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I wonder.
Those are the guys that are like, the alcoholics that are really good at hiding it, dude.
That's right.
And plus, I haven't mentioned this on the show. Some would say that Arteezy isn't even Arteezy, okay? Get this news story that I read. Oh, no. I have no sources for this. This is something that I read, and when I tried to find the sources on this, I couldn't, which made it even funnier, okay? Reddit post. Dude posts something under... that there's some accusation being made. A conspiracy, thank you. Where he said that the Arteezy that we all see, that we all know, his face, that's not the Arteezy that's actually playing the game for Arteezy.
He's just faking it.
They're doing remote, like when they do tournaments, he's sitting there and he's just click, 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 click on the keyboard, but he's not actually playing the game. Someone from somewhere else is playing the game.
This is a great idea. This is a great idea.
And he's like, he mentioned in the post, like, you guys, please upvote this. I don't know how much longer this account will be around. Make sure that this gets out there. Like, and it was like the X-Files theme started playing.
Idea. All right, I'm gonna find a good 6K player to be me.
And get you to the MMR you think you are,
and then just stream. Just change his name.
Yeah.
Over to .Cyphus.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be me, and it's just gonna be me talking the other time.
Fuck.
And be like, look at this Wind Ranger. Easy mid, easy sister. And then every time I say something, it'll force him to type it into the alt.
You'd have to be in like the coach position though.
No.
In order to have it real time.
I'll stream it by watching it.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just go back
and act like you're playing.
I'll do player perspective.
Okay. And be 2 minutes behind, because what do you care?
He's
just in fucking 6K.
He's just playing.
That's a great idea. Oh man, I'm gonna find some 6Ks for us and be like, me and Cyphus, we
Roland and Cyphus pub.
We went to a boot camp. EG invited us, and wow, they really know their Dota, and I feel like they imparted a few things upon us, dude. and then 6K pubbing, dude.
And then we'll just get him to say a lot of obnoxious stuff in all chat.
That's a great idea. So, Trap, you don't listen to the show. Prism does. Hopefully he contacts you and tells you that you won something, and to please get a hold of us, because your Pubmouth is hilarious. I've never thought of the whole, hey, buy a bloodstone. Why? So you can kill yourself.
That's a good response.
Oh, that's fucking... that is beautiful. I'll probably steal it and use it, and you'll never know.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll be in a pub against you, and I'll say it, and you will know, and I'll be embarrassed.
Well, I'm just going to start doing easy mid, easy sister every time I win a game.
That's funny.
Okay. Well, does that feel like it? It feels like a lot of show.
Yeah, I feel like that's
a good chunk of
Should
show.
we do the news again?
Nah, I'm good on the news. All right, folks. If you guys want to find us, we're at defenseofthepatients.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at @p_show. Find us on Facebook by searching Defense of the Patients. And if you want to download the show through your favorite podcast apps, just search for Defense of the Patients on things like iTunes and Stitcher. defenseofthepatients@gmail.com is our email, and you can follow us on YouTube at .ptv1. That's youtube.com/.ptv1. All of a sudden I'm hearing music like it's playing me off the stage.
Yeah, that's just the robot Cyphus needed to be woken up, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah. What happened the last 25 seconds of my rambling? I can't remember.
So until next time.
You said you've never been blackout before, too. It's like you go blackout at the end of every show, dude.
I black out, just plug.
Oh, man. Okay.
And remember to leave us a review and tell a friend. We don't make that plea with the commercial frequently, but that's how we grow. You guys are the only advertising we have. Your reviews help us a ton on iTunes, and just for aggregating us on all of those various podcast apps. We're batching up the next run of reading those on the show. I swear I'm going to make Roland do it because I can't ever do it if he's not here.
What, commercials?
No, read the reviews.
Why?
It's just your favorite thing. You freak out every time I try it. I'm like, oh, we're going to read a review.
That was when the podcast started, and I was checking how many downloads
so now
we were
care
getting.
About reviews?
No, I still absolutely do, but like I was checking downloads, like I was almost pressing refresh like throughout the whole day and be like, oh my god, we just got another one, dude, we just got another download. Like that's fucking. It was the most. It was a crazy feeling. It's kind of like when you're getting upvoted on your post on Reddit, and you're like, "Holy shit, I'm 23rd on the What's Hot list. Let's make it to the top. Like, let's make it to the top of this bitch." Sure. It's a pretty thrilling feeling.
To be what's the word I'm looking for?
Admired.
No.
Loved. Liked, respected,
validated.
Okay.
Validated by the internet.
Yeah, validated. That's probably
all right. So until next time, guys, this is Cyphus for Roland saying good luck and Godspeed.